Vote on a
That's right.
scale of 1 to 10. How fun was this game in your opinion?
That's a really great question. It was fun because the Nuggets led wire to wire, and I believe, fellas, the Nuggets have yet to trail at home through 3 games this season. Now they played the Suns, the Pelicans, and the Kings. That helps, but
That's true.
in 2023, when they won, guys, Ball Arena became an impenetrable fortress, right? Perched a mile high above sea level. It's been breached since. These last 2 years, the home record has really fallen off compared to that 2023 mark. So it's really good to see them kind of taking ownership, right? Try to restore some glory to the domain here, which they've done through 3 home games. That part of it was fun. The no one playing any defense at all, and the final, let's call it
Yeah.
90 seconds 90 seconds of this game being as sloppy as it was took some air out of the building. But largely, Nuggets fans got to see the Nuggets do their thing on offense and a little Bruce Brown crowd pop as well, which was a lot of fun.
Man, that was a lot of fun. Was there? I mean, he did. I don't know if you were seeing it, but he was getting into it a little bit. And it's like it woke him up. It's like he was like, it's like an old hat, as we say, an old cowboy
I
hat.
believe he did a hat tip. I believe he did a hat tip after making a shot tonight, which is awesome, by the way. Like, what a great addition to his arsenal. Yeah, it was really fun, man. When he checked out in the fourth quarter, the crowd did the Bruce. It was a lot of fun, man. It's like having an old friend come visit you, except he's back for good, or at least for this year. So it was super cool.
All
We
right,
heard
take
from
us in
Bruce.
the locker room.
Let's do it. We heard from Bruce after the game, and he said it was fun tonight because he got to be on ball more. Obviously, David Adelman went with a 5-man bench there in the first half, and Bruce told me, "Yeah, honestly, we've been waiting for that. We've wanted to get that look off. We go against the first unit in practice. We have a lot to do. We have a lot of work to do," he said. But it was fun for him to sort of be on ball. And honestly, man, Adelman, we've talked about how much he's extended and messed around with the rotations. The 5-man bench unit tonight, I thought it was a good call because Murray's hobbled and they did their best to keep his minutes down. But Bruce Brown was a big part of that. I asked him if it was fun to get his offense going at home, and he said, "Yeah, but shit, I got to bring it with me on the road." So that's next up for Bruce. But he's having fun, guys. He's having fun being back in Denver. And if you didn't know that, the media has asked him every 30 seconds if he has. So quotes are out there.
I will say this: the one thing I appreciate about Bruce, underrated, he is like honest. You know what I mean? Like he's not. So a lot of these guys are trying to make themselves feel good in every quote or something like that. I like that he's like, "Yeah, man, I got to be better on the road, but it feels good to be at home."
He was honest. In fact, I asked him, he's really physical. He's not afraid to foul. And I said, is that intentional? Is that trying to put fouls on tape now so that maybe you can be officiated and guard the way you want to come playoff time? And he said, there's no doubt about it. He said, Lou Dort is a guy with a physical reputation. He gets to be really physical in the playoffs. Bruce is trying to do that same thing. He's trying to put it on tape now. This is how I play. And I asked him that question because the Nuggets have talked about that before, actually, from training camp to the locker room. Jamal Murray mentioned it in the last home game. They want to be more physical. They want to do it now, dare the referees to make some calls or not, so that come playoff time, they're kind of more used to that. So that's an interesting development. I asked David Adelman that same question, and he echoed the sentiment. He says it's really important to put it on film, and it was really good to see Bruce going, David Adelman said. You guys may have noticed that Jokic has not gone into the post a ton this year. He did it early in the Wolves game. He did it early tonight. And Adelman had some thoughts about that. He said, it was he went to get going early, and we hit him in the pocket early. Did a good job of putting him in advantageous positions. But he said, that's good for me as a coach, because then I get an early look at how they're defending you, how they're defending us. Sometimes if you wait too long, we're kind of wasting minutes in that regard. So an interesting note from David Adelman. But here's the other side of the coin. If it seems like he's posting up less, yeah, he is. And if it seems like that's intentional at all, to some extent, yes. David Adelman said, if we can get through games without having to post him up 25 times, that's beneficial for us. That's beneficial for to his body. Obviously, in some matchups, they're going to need him to be aggressive and set the tone. We can identify 2 games so far in which he's really done that. Again, the Wolves game and this game here tonight. But some interesting insight into how Jokic has approached the start of the season so far.
I think that's a really interesting note, man, about deliberately, because it is funny. Tonight he was down there early, established himself, and what did he have? 15 points in the first quarter. So it in some ways it's comforting. Denver has an ace up their sleeve that they're deliberately trying to pace a little bit for obvious reasons. I like it.
Yeah, and just get a sense of how they're guarding you. So that was a really interesting note. The Nuggets started to close this game, guys, much better than the Portland game. Got a little sloppy at the end. in part because the Kings waited till like 90 seconds left to do any of the things that the Blazers just did successfully, which is maybe pressure a little bit in the backcourt, try to deny the ball on Jokic. Of course, the Blazers went small, the Kings did not. So not maybe not the best test of the Nuggets' closing abilities, because that is the blueprint, and the Kings just seem largely disinterested in doing that.
Yeah.
But they did succeed in making the Nuggets a little sloppy at the end, and David Adelman didn't love that. He said, look, man, we got to close games better. 8 turnovers as a team tonight is much better, but the couple that happened late, just feel like they can clean those up. And the one note he had in particular in this game was we were getting stops and then we were racing down the floor and getting shots up early in the shot clock. We just didn't need to do that. Felt like that gave them a chance to get back in the game. And he mentioned that Zach LaVine 3 that could have cut it to 5, but it didn't go in. I mean, Nuggets fans have seen Zach LaVine hit fourth quarter threes before. He's kind of like the reverse Mike in that way. Waits till the fourth and gets going. Tonight, it worked out in Denver's favor. But the note going forward for them is really like they got to clean up how they're finishing these games. That's still what Adelman is feeling, despite getting their 3rd win at home tonight.
I think that is a good note. They did not close the game very well, but the Kings pretty bad. That was another note. So
the Kings are pretty bad. The Kings did have one guy who played really well tonight, and that is Russell Westbrook, and he spoke in the locker room.
Drew Eubanks somehow.
Drew Eubanks.
And Drew Eubanks, who might not be that bad, but I digress. Let's talk about. Okay, maybe he is. Let's talk about Russell Westbrook, though, who was pretty candid in the locker room. You know, he was asked about how he thought his year in Denver went. He said, I thought it was great. Maybe other people didn't feel the same thing. There's some back and forth with Bennett, who tried to ask some follow-ups about not coming back. And Russ said, the truth is they didn't want me to come back. And he said that, it wasn't up to me. And then there was a follow-up, well, you have a player option. And he said, yeah, the front office told me not to pick it up. So I don't play anywhere. Here's the exact quote. I don't go anywhere that I'm not wanted. Just to flesh out the full context of the interview, he enjoyed his time in Denver on the court. He had a lot of nice things to say about the fans, but those pointed quotes were specifically about the front office apparently asking him not to pick that option up.
Yeah. I mean, yes, that's exactly how it went down. So but it is interesting too that he obliged, not every player will do it. It makes me respect him that he was like, hey man, I don't have a team to go to. I'm not even sure everybody wants me.
Another route is you don't oblige and you make them buy you out.
Right. Could have done that.
Yeah.
Could have even done that. So
I bet Ben Simmons was not wanting to, the front offices were not wanting him to pick up some.
Yeah, for sure.
He just
I don't think he would have done that. I don't think he would have said,
did it.
I'll test myself. Any final thoughts, Vote?
No, just that I hope the home dominance continues. Like I was kind of outlining earlier, it was such a key ingredient in their dominant run in 2023. And it would just be a nice kind of early sign that the Nuggets are maybe closer to form than we've seen in the last couple of years if they're able to dominate at home. So far, they have yet to trail here in Ball Arena. I'll say what I said last time. You should do yourself a favor and get here if you can, fans. It's been a good time.
Let me ask you one last question. Did they boo Dario Saric tonight?
I don't think anyone even knew Dario Saric was in the building, brother.
I saw a thing that said they brought him up a little thank you and everybody booed. So maybe that was a false report.
Okay, good.
Maybe they did boot. It happened so fast I didn't even see it, fellas. I caught the
maybe they were saying Bruce.
They left it up 1 second for every minute he played for the Nuggets.
That's right. Yeah.
Poor Dario. Also,
3-second boo.
Also, thank you for Big Val.
Yeah. All right, great stuff, man. Go catch Jokic.
See you, fellas.